Man, y'all know what it is, the Real Podcast. You know, we're here for another segment for the Nancy documentary. And today is very, 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 very special. And who do we have the honor or privilege of speaking with today?
Hi, I am my mom's oldest daughter, Nancy Nashika. I am Nashika Lavon Bryant.
Okay. So talk about being the oldest. How was that? You know, you Grandma Nancy's first child. How was that?
It was great because I guess being the first child for at least 3 years, I got kind of spoiled.
Yeah.
But once, all the siblings started coming along, I got a little overprotective of my siblings. So I always was there with them most of the time. Most of the time while mom is gone to work and doing her, and I got stuck with most of them all the time.
For sure.
It was fine though. Loving the way my mother always looked over us, even though she was working to support us, she still looked over us or had somebody looking over us, along with me being the oldest child. I had a wonderful relationship with my mom and my siblings, and also my grandmother and my grandfather, because they lived in the house before all of my siblings came along, and we lived with them, me and Jawanza. Only two, and Rashida at times. But there was no Nisha, there was no Ikea or Renza at that time. But we had a wonderful time growing up in the 70s with my mom and them. We was always protected by my Aunt Letha and my Aunt Peggy, because we were Nancy Bryant's daughter. Outside of all the cousins that we lived around that kind of protected us as well, but definitely my Aunt Letha and Aunt Peggy. My Uncle Reggie was there living in the house with us when it was just me, Rashida, and Jawanza. He kind of never paid us any attention, He really didn't, because he was still being spoiled and taken care of by Grandma and Granddaddy and Ma and our birds and everybody else. So he was still like a child too. But we experienced the best of my mom, I would say. Her being young, we just coming along, and where we grew up at was just popping for us, us and other nationalities. My mother was always the one that was up early, cooking, cleaning, or whatever for anybody. Always. After she came from work. After she came from work. Work was one of the biggest things that she kind of taught us, or we watched her do most of the time. And she didn't play about going to work and being on time and us calling her with issues or none of that. Because we used to call Mom sometimes with issues when she at work, and she tell you in a minute, I'm at work, I'm not at play. Yeah. So whatever is going on, y'all need to handle it, or go ask such and such, and I'll deal with it when I get off. Sometimes that took a long day for us. But other than that, Kyrie, we had a wonderful, wonderful time.
So when you think about the word, or just think about the word mom, what comes to mind when you think about mom? The word mom.
For my mom. Loving. Always being a beacon for whatever we wanted to do. Just loyalty and caring is what I think of when I say mom. And selfishness. She was never selfish. Even though she had and knew she had, she always shared it with everybody. So selflessness is a big one for me to say about my mom.
Phenomenal. So let me ask you this, like, you being the oldest, right? Like, how was it when Grandma Nancy, when you found out she was sick, just about to make that transition? How did you take that? How did you react to that? Because, you were the first child,
Yes. I reacted in a way of non-belief, because here I am the first. My relationship with my mom was bigger than life for me, because that was like all I seen was my mom. So when she got sick, and to think about it was the worst. So I just tried to accept it. So I started being with her every treatment she went to or something like that, just to keep the relationship and keep us being in the present. Because when I went to chemo with her, it was like nothing was actually happening. She wasn't sick, or she wasn't, even though she was very sick. So we had a time every time we went. We gonna get our coffee, we gonna do this, we gonna just the relationship. But I was kind of devastated at the time, and like I said, it's just the non-belief. But when she got even sicker, and me speaking to God, saying, your will is your way, and I know that, and I cannot question it. And she was taking on the same approach. So when it actually happened, I was able to digest it. Saying that, she's not in any pain anymore. She's in a better place. For those 5 days that she laid there at the house, all I was thinking was, just take her out of her pain. Just take her out of her misery, because I know that's what she wants. I know that's what she's saying. Of course, we gonna miss her. I miss her tremendously. I still deal with it every day. Now I haven't spoken to anybody, but every single day that goes by, I don't think of why my mom is not here. Why she gone. But I always come back and smile at something that she said, or something that she's said about one of my siblings or one of my cousins, or and trying to find light in it. So that is my feeling, and still dealing with it every day, as well as my siblings. And I know it. Because we all had our different relationships, even down to the grandkids. Yeah. She had her different relationship with them. And I used to always tell Mom, please don't get into our relationship as siblings. Like she always told us. Don't get into my relationship with my sisters or my brother. We all have our separate relationships with each other, and we had an individual relationship with our mom.
Absolutely.
And you guys have had an individual relationship with your grandma.
Absolutely.
But My mother was the best. I cannot complain. Yeah, times when she's gotten on my nerves because I stayed away, and everybody know that.
Yep.
But never to say that she was the worst mom or the baddest mom. I just stayed because that was just me.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's just how I am. I'm an introvert.
Yeah.
And she knew that long time ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Once she started having kids and our relationship kind of, moved into you. Now you're my oldest child.
Yeah.
This is what you got to do.
Yeah.
And this is what you need to do. And then I didn't always do it, of course. And she would punish me for that. But other than that, she was wonderful with all of us.
For sure. So before we get up out of here, this last thing I want to say, like, just share a positive message, like, to the people that have their moms, but sometimes take them for granted, because sometimes you're like, my mom getting on my nerves, but there's so many people that want their moms back so she can get on their nerves. Like just
like us.
just about
she always had that. It was for us. We used to get a little jealous because she was able to deal with everybody else's issues, and their parents' issues, and we used to say, "Why everybody always come to mom?"
Yeah.
For advice. It's because she knew what to say to them. Mm-hmm. She knew what to tell them. Mm-hmm. To get their relationships with their parent back on track. Mm-hmm. So that was her way of saying, I got stuff to do. Mm-hmm. And people that help, people look for me to help them. Mm-hmm. Whether it be my little cousin, her little cousin, or somebody at the job. Mm-hmm. She always had a positive thing to say about their relationship with their parent, mm-hmm. with their parents, or their family. Mm-hmm. Or she would always treat them like they were family to us, So that was her way. I mean, that was the positivest thing I've always seen. Why everybody flocked to my mom,
Yeah.
It's because I guess her spirit called them, and she always knew what to say and what to do with them. Wow. So that is it. She knew. She had that beacon, that light, like I keep saying. She's always had it. That's why you always seen people flock to mom. Whether her children has been into it with them or whatever, they still always flock to mom.
All the time, yep.
All the time, no matter who they are.
Right. Yep.
And we, as the kids of hers, we couldn't do nothing but accept it. Like, I done fought this lady, Mom, why are you in here talking to her mother?
Right.
Or why is she in here with you? Mm-hmm. It's because that ain't got nothing to do with me, Kiki. Uh-huh. I'm trying to get it straight for them, and for y'all to understand that I'm me. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna always be me, and they gonna always flock to me, no matter if y'all get into it with them or not. Mm-hmm. So that was it, Carrie.
Phenomenal. This is phenomenal.
That was it.
Yeah, she was good. Yeah.
She was a blessing. Yes. And this wasn't so bad, Carrie.
Yeah, it was good. Right? I told you.
I told you. You know I don't like a cameras and don't like talking.
Yeah.
So this was not bad. Even it gave me, because I've been worried about this since you called me. Okay.
I gotta do this. I know I want to get everybody.
I know that. I know.
Yeah. So this is good.
It wasn't bad, Carrie. Yeah. It wasn't.
Good. Any last words before we get up out of here?
One of my mom's last words that she always told me. Buki.
Yeah.
I keep thinking about this because of frying chicken, and I always think about this. Every time, since she's taught me how to fry chicken and showed me, she used to always say, you put them black fingers is gonna get burned, Bookie, when you put them in there. Because you just making me nervous how you put it in there. It never happened, but because I had my own way of dropping the chicken in there, but that is my thing. I think about every single day with my mom. About frying chicken, and Bookie, them black hands gonna get tore up.
Yeah.
That's it, Carol.
Good. Okay.
Thank you.
3, 2, 1. Man, y'all know what it is, the Real Podcast. We here with another segment, for the Nancy documentary, something special. Somebody here special tonight. So state your name and where you from.
Jawanza Devon William Bryant.
Okay. Where you from?
Washington, D.C.
Okay, who was Nancy to you?
My mother.
Your mother. So talk about some of your first memories with your mom, Nancy.
That's a lot of them.
A lot of them. Okay. Your special one, if you have, if you can remember, top of your head.
Food.
Food.
Clothing.
Yeah, food, clothing.
Yeah. But it's reference too. But the food and clothing was always top though.
Yeah, top. Okay. Why was the food and clothing top? It was a special meal she made.
I mean, that's what she mostly cared about.
Yeah, for sure. Let me ask you this: if it's one word that would describe Nancy, your mom, what would that word be?
She was great though.
Great.
I mean, she know how to talk to people though. A lot of people. A lot of people. I couldn't go nowhere. I couldn't do nothing. So
yeah, everybody knew her. So yeah.
For and sure. Then Nancy's son. Look good.
For sure.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: what do you think she developed that good heart from? Like everybody knew her, everybody respected her. Why was that?
I would think being one of the oldest ones, I think she got that from my grandfather, her father.
Okay. Good. And so talk about you being the first boy, man. Talk about like growing up, your Kiki, how was that?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Because we was coming back to back then, so.
Yeah.
It was 4 of us. And there was just one of me.
All girls, only boy. Yep.
Yeah, Kiki used to put a shit in my chest. Like got a little bigger. But that just stopped. But then Renza came, so I was all right. I got somebody I could fuck with.
Yeah. For sure. So talk about this. Talk about like, grandma, your mom Nancy. Talk about like her last days. How did you take that, or how did you find out that, she was sick?
Kiki called me. I was staying over Congress Park. I didn't know. I don't think nobody knew. Kiki told me that she been hiding it, but Kiki probably knew. Oh well, she might didn't, but it got like fucked me up. It still fucks me up.
For sure. Cause you when you see you once, like so in emotions, kind of like you just do your own thing. You just to yourself, kind of a lot, right? But like if you could just be real, like you could be candid with the camera, cause everybody gonna see the documentary. Like how did you really take it to the point where like your mom passed and you seeing her, 1 minute healthy, then getting skinny, all those things, Take your time, man. Take your time. Yeah, take your time. You good. Let it all out, man. It's all good.
That's some of the hardest.
Mm-hmm.
The hardest.
Mm.
It's some of the hardest shit I deal with.
Mm-hmm.
It's still deal.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard.
Mm-hmm. For sure. For sure.
It was hard.
Mm-hmm. For sure, for sure. Okay, we're gonna do it like this. You just break, cause you know, one thing about Grandma Nancy, your mom, she with the crying stuff, she was always just strong, like
Nah.
she was just always she gonna tell you like it
See,
is.
Y'all right, the kids,
Yeah.
y'all ain't seen none of Nancy cry. Nancy cried.
Mm.
Nancy did cry.
Yeah. Sure.
Nancy had a lot of hardship.
Mm-hmm.
That's what made her her.
Right. True.
A lot of shit y'all didn't see.
Wow.
Your mother ain't see.
That's wild. Wow. Never heard that before, man. Hey. Let it out, man. Let it out. Let it out. Let it out. It's all good.
Yeah, she was a hard.
Mm-hmm.
She was a hard woman.
Mm-hmm.
Loving the best out of you, man. God damn.
Mm-hmm.
Can't nobody get no bad about her.
Mm-hmm.
Can't nobody.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nobody. God damn, man.
Sure. Let it out, man.
Yeah, my mother was like that.
Yeah. I like that, man.
She was like that.
For sure. For sure.
She was
For
like that.
Mm-hmm.
All the way around.
For sure. For sure. Let me ask you this: if it's some things you could say to your mom, what would those words be? What would you say to her if she was here right now? What would you say?
Ooh, a lot.
Mm.
A lot. Lot.
Mm.
A lot, man. The words wouldn't even describe it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot. A lot, man.
Mm-hmm.
I probably don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
But god damn.
For real. For real. Mm-hmm. For sure. For sure. So this, so share a message of like who Nancy was for the people that never met her, like my daughter, I'm saying, her great nieces, great grandchildren. Like, what would you say?
Man. Oh man. Oh man. They don't know what they gonna miss, boy. They don't know it, but it gotta be shared with them. So god damn.
Yeah.
The grandbabies.
Yeah.
She been cut me off at 16, so grandbabies is first. Always. Always. Don't get nothing misconstrued. They come first. You second.
Yeah.
But yeah, she got a lot to say to them. She always had the words. But it's just hard, man.
For
It's
sure.
hard. It's been hard for me all these times.
For sure. And so, look, before we wrap this up, I just want to say this, man. Like, just you coming on the camera, man. You know, Wanz, you know, if you don't know Wanz Rob, you out the way, chilling, doing his own thing, and you taking your time out to do this is very, very special, man.
This is my mother's time. I
for
should
sure.
have been done it.
Yeah, very special. And so, before we get up out of here, I just want to say, man, Grandma Nancy, you are missed every single day. There's never a day that we don't think about you, especially this holiday is coming, Thanksgiving, your death date coming, you know, the 16th of November. You know, it's just hard, man. We just live with it, we learn to just cope with it, but we never gonna get over losing you. And so, any last words you want to say?
I wish he was here.
For sure. Amen to that. Real. That's it, man. Thank you for sharing this and coming, taking time out your schedule to do this, man. Thank you, man. Love you, man. Thank you.
Love you.
Man, y'all know what it is, The Real Podcast. We here for another segment, you know, the Nancy documentary, and we here with the one and only. I can't tell y'all who it is. If y'all know who it is, she looks just like me. I look just like her. This Mama Love right there. That's Mama Love. The third of the six, you know, 3 out of 6, I should say. So, let's get into it. I'm gonna let you start it off, man. You do something. We do something different.
Cool,
This
cool.
Mama, you know.
We finally got to Miss Nancy's children.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a this honor right here. This is an honor. How you doing? First of all,
I'm doing good. How you doing?
doing good. I'm good. I'm happy to be here. My first question is, could you describe your mother, Miss Nancy, in a few words, just to start? Just to introduce her, like, you know what I'm saying? If you was to introduce her, how would you introduce her?
I would say loving, caring, spunky. It's a lot of words. Busy. Like a boss.
Yes.
Any more words?
But yeah, okay. I like that, Mom. I like that. So, growing up, how was Grandma Nancy as a mom? How was she as a person? You hear so many great things about her. How was she as a person? Because you was around. Good.
But as a mom, she was a no-nonsense mom.
Yeah.
She worked a lot, so
Yeah.
we didn't see her as much as we probably wanted to. But knowing as an older sibling to 3 younger ones, we had a lot of responsibility because she was a single mom of 6 kids. Most of us born between the 70s and the 80s, so we're growing up in the 80s and the 90s. And back then, stuff was hard, just like it is today being a single mom. But, you know, we had to step in and we had to cook, we had to clean, we had to make sure that the kids got up sometimes in the morning because she would be gone by the time we woke up for school, and sometimes she wouldn't be home before we went to bed. That's just, she worked a lot of hours.
So you say you take your work, you get your work after her.
But I do not. I work hard, but I don't work like mom. Mom, sometimes I just felt like she just worked too much. Sometimes I think that was her, like, kind of for her, it was her getaway. It was her saving grace. Like, she liked the people on her job. She liked what she did. She was really vested in it. I don't think I'm that vested. I need vacations and stuff. And she could go and she was going to get the money. So, I mean, you know, that was her thing. And then sometimes, not trying to be funny or nothing, she wasn't always at work. Sometimes she was saying she was at work, but she gone shopping or she gone out. She might have went to bingo or she went to the casino. She just didn't want to tell us.
She like, I don't want y'all to know I'm having a little fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta let you know it's all business.
Yeah.
What is the earliest, fondest memories that you may have with your mom?
My fondest memories were before she started Sunday dinner. Before she officially started the Sunday dinners,
we used to go out every Sunday for dinner. So we would go to Chesapeake Bay, which is like a buffet seafood place. Her and Hollis, kids, and us, we would all go on Sundays. We get on the bus, we go there, we go to a place called Beefsteak Charlie's, which was downtown. Then we would go to a lot of buffets because they gotta get their money's worth. Like they're paying for all these kids, and we gotta be able, and that was a reasonable price for or Great America buffets, places like that. Those were, because we were young, we were little, and that was like an exciting treat for us to do on Sundays. And then your mother wasn't at work, you got to spend that time with her.
So talk about Grandma Nancy, like just her attitude, like her respect. What do you think that came from? Like everybody respected her. Everybody, from the smallest to the oldest, everybody respected her. Where do you think that came from, Ma?
Because of her personality. She knew, because she gave you respect. She knew, but you knew she was serious and she meant business. She would talk to you with respect, but you knew, oh, okay, she's serious and I'm not going to ever disrespect her, because she's not disrespectful to anyone. But she's going to tell you like it is. And if you can't deal with the truth, because that's just who she was, that's just what she did. So I think there's that. And she wanted her kids to grow up safe. Like I remember, like, she was an orange hat. Of course nobody wants their mom to be an orange hat, like supervising the neighborhood and being like a block captain, but she wanted us, that's what they were. But she wanted us to grow up safe. She didn't want us to grow up with drugs on the corner and us seeing all of that going on, regardless if it goes on in our families or not, and we know people that do. She just didn't want that for us, and us seeing that. I mean, it should just kind of, you coming home every day, you shouldn't have to like step over people to get to your porch, or when you're trying to bend the corner, it's all packed and you gotta walk in the street to get around. I mean, she just wasn't for that.
I got a real question now. Like, do you think after the death of Grandma Nancy, your mom, the family kind of divided in a way?
I don't think there is a division. I just think that we have all, and I think about this often, I just think that we all have dealt with her death in different ways. And so came that Monday, her funeral was on a Friday, come that Monday, everybody kind of started to isolate themselves, because they had to recognize, like, it's really real. She's gone. And during the course of planning a funeral or watching somebody go through what she went through for almost 2 years, you still aren't prepared for that no matter what. But when it does come, it's like, okay, now I really have to digest this. And I think that caused everybody to kind of figure it out for themselves. And I think we still keep traditions going, whether we do it all together or separately apart. One thing that we haven't changed about that is Thanksgiving. We still come together, and that's still a special time for us, no matter what the holiday. Christmas has never been a big holiday for my mother. She didn't even cook on Christmas. That wasn't her thing. Her thing was Thanksgiving and the family reunion and stuff like that. So I try to keep myself, my children, and as involved in family, even though sometimes I feel like not all of you want to do it, but I just think it's important. It's important as you get ready to be a dad, Jalen having children, that they see that family does mean something. We don't always agree, we don't always get along, and it's some of them I don't really care for, but it's my family and I can't change that.
You just spoke some wise words right there. So I got a question. What would you say to the people, like, 'cause Miss Nancy was, she was a matriarch, and she was like the glue. She kept a lot of things together, a lot of people together. But now, like, just in this day and age, there's so many people that are so stuck on being in their own lane. They don't give too much time to family, and like, they isolate themselves, and they might not be dealing with, grieving, losing the matriarch and whatnot, but some people will say, oh, like, I'm too busy for family. Like, they'll put they hustle or they jobs before their family. What would you say to them, or what you think Miss Nancy would tell them?
I know what she would tell them, because she said this to me during her tenure and like being ill and all of that time. She said to me her regret was not spending enough time with us growing up. She said if she could change anything, she would change how much she worked and how much time apart she spent from us. So I can tell you that she would advise any mom or dad or family member who's not spending enough time with their family to do that, because you just don't know how much time, and nothing is promised. So I just think it's important that you do and spend as much time with your people as you can. And I'm not saying that it's going to happen every day or every weekend. I mean, you just have to make time and carve time out of your life, because nobody's that busy. Nobody.
Yeah. Well, so talk about like you know, Grandma Nancy last days, and like, you know, everybody coming to the house. Or like, how did you, like, you know, we found out. I think you found out before her kids did, but then we found out like it just went so fast. Like she was here, mom healthy, next thing you know, started losing weight. So talk about how did you take that, mom? Like talk about like how did you find out?
Found out that she
Yeah,
was
she was
sick.
ill, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, when it comes to her health, she was always closed mouth and very private about it. It wasn't that she didn't want you to know her business. She just didn't want you to worry. She didn't want you to worry over her. She didn't want you to, as her children, she's still that mom. So I don't want my kids worrying over me and, you know, getting upset and stuff like that. But I found out because we were going to her house anyway. But I found out because one day after work, and I used to, we all girls would talk to Mom at least 4 or 5 times throughout the day. And one day none of us had talked to her. So I went to Grandma Jenny's house. She wasn't there. So I started calling the hospital and found out that she was there. And she had been there all day because she was in a lot of pain and she had some bleeding and stuff. And so she went, and then they had told her that she needed to come back and have a biopsy done. She had the biopsy done and didn't tell us. And then when they gave her the results, she told them not to tell because it was the holidays. She told the doctor to not tell her until after New Year's. Well, New Year's Day came, which is the 1st of January, and they called her. And so she was crying, and Renza saw her, and he asked her what was wrong, because that's not something that happens often. That's not something she's not a crier. She don't cry. So once she told Renza what was going on, he called everybody, which she did not want. She did not want that. She didn't want her grandkids to know. She didn't want him to tell us. She said she told him because she thought that he would keep it. And I'm like, well, you can't put that much weight on one person and expect him to keep something like that. That's scary. We don't know what's about to happen. We saw one aunt pass away from cancer, so it was just made us scared. We didn't know. So from that point on, we made it to every doctor's appointment. We knew, we stayed in a loop. We asked whatever questions we had to the doctor, and it just kind of went rapidly. Maybe to me it went a little slower because I watched her every single day. So it just seemed like it's forever, especially when she was in so much pain. It's just like, I just hate it. I hate it. I try not to think about it now because I hated seeing her like that every day, because she couldn't be herself and do the things that she wanted to do and go out like she used to. And, you know, those things, it really affected her, and it bothered me to see her that way. And then it bothered her that we had to take care of her. It didn't bother me none. To do that for my mother, because my mother took care of me. So that's just the way it works. So yeah.
Wow.
What's the, like, now that, you know, like we're a few years, like how long has it been now? 7 years. All right. Now that it's been, you know, a certain amount of years, like, I don't think we could ever make peace with like not having our parents in our life anymore. But like, what is something that comforts you knowing that, you know, all right, I'm okay. Like, my mom was okay.
One being is that I know she's not in any more pain. 2 being seeing how she held on for 3 days because she was transitioning. She held on for 3 days to make sure that she didn't leave without knowing each one of her kids were there. Like, down to the grandkids, her family members, her siblings, her cousins. She wanted to make sure, because they say the hearing is the last thing to go. She knew you were there. She might not have been able to talk to you, but she knew you were there. So I know that she's good. 2, because I still hear her voice. I still talk to her. And that may sound crazy because you think that she's not answering. I mean, she couldn't answer, but she speaks to my heart. And I know, like, even if I know, like, I'm not doing something right, or I feel uncomfortable about something, or I'm nervous about something, or I'm upset about something, I do. I just talk out loud to her.
Let me ask you a question. How do you stay so strong losing both of your parents, Like, how do you stay so strong? What keeps you
Who
going?
says that I am?
You are.
Some days are okay. And it's funny you ask that question, because this time of year, like when my birthday comes, I always find myself sad. And I'm sad because I miss having my parents call me. They're the first people to call me. Outside of my kids, my mom and my dad were the first people to call me to tell me happy birthday. So it's those kind of special times with my sons having kids, and they're not here to be a part of that. It's still tough. It's still hard. It's still, when her birthday comes around, and Mother's Day is really, really hard for me. But because I have to, and she would want me to. She would want me to keep thriving, keep pushing, keep going, keep achieving my goals, still having dreams and aspirations of things that I want to do, and make it happen. That's an expectation. She ain't for no sucker stuff. She wants you to do what you gotta do. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
For sure. For sure. So no question. So yeah, man. So for the people, like, just take their parents for granted. You not having needing one of your parents. What do you have to say to them before we get up out of here? For the people that don't have their parents, they do have their parents, but they take them for granted. Not seeing them, disrespecting them, all type of stuff. And, we all make mistakes, but what do you have to say to them?
It's funny, I have another story that goes to that question. Today, I was talking to my coworker, and my coworker told me that her mom is coming to stay with her for 2 weeks because they're transitioning her to move from Cali to Florida. Well, her place is not going to be ready, and her sister that lives in Florida is not going to be there. She's on a work trip, so she has to stay with her for 2 weeks. And she said it's just a lot, My mother is getting older. She made some mistakes, and like financial mistakes, and she doesn't trust herself. She's in her 80s, so when it comes time for her to make like decisions, she starts crying because she doesn't know what to do, and she gets flustered. And I said, do you know that is a blessing that you have your mom, and can you understand what that would feel like? And I'm 80 something years old, and I used to trust myself. Now I made such a big mistake that I call on my kids to help me make decisions. What is wrong with that? So I said, and I don't have either one of my parents. So any little thing, any way they could get on my nerves or irritate me would be welcome. Because we forget how we irritated them. We forget how we got on their nerves. We forget how when they had to come to school for you, when they had to bring you stuff because you forgot your lunch, or you forgot your lunch money, all the things that parents do, and that goes like underappreciated. So I tell people that just always respect those that gave you life, that brought you here, because they didn't have to take care of you. They did not have to do anything. They could have put you up for adoption, or they could have did something else. But I'm just saying that it's you'll live a longer life and a happier life respecting your parents.
My mother now followed they shall be long. I want to say that.
Yes.
So yeah, this is good. This is very good.
I just want to say this.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just want to say thank you, because I mean, like, just doing this whole like documentary with Kyrie, and just like hearing what you all have to say about Miss Nancy, and then like it just really just ingraining in me to just value family and value, like I'm blessed to still have my mother and father, and it's like you giving me the chills just thinking about it. Like, man, I gotta make more time for them. I gotta like really appreciate them while like my father gets on my nerves. I love him to death, but he gets on my nerves. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up missing that
Yeah.
and mentally. So
Those be the first things you miss.
So yeah, man, this was good. This was good, man. Thank you, Mama Love. Love you, love you, love you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. All right, for sure, it was good.
All right.
It's the Real Podcast. We here for another episode, or should I say, another segment of the Nancy documentary. Who we here with today? State your name and where you from.
Hey, I'm Tanisha Bryant. I'm Nancy's third to last, and you know from DC.
Ah, cool. So talk about Grandma Nancy. You know, what type of person was she growing up, or what type of mom was she?
Oh, my mother was an awesome mother. Well, with me, everybody knows me. I felt like I was the only child.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, mom was really always at work. She was a single parent, so she had to go to work.
Yeah.
But other than that, he was there to take care of us, her Liza, and everybody else.
Okay,
But
good.
she was great as a parent. Great as a parent.
For sure. Talk about some of the memories. Like, what was your first fond memory of Grandma Nancy? Whether, you know, a good memory that you could share, man.
Let me see. You know, I don't really remember a lot from growing up, but I think the best one was, when she gave Grandma that party, her 75th birthday party.
Okay. Yeah.
So I think that was the best one. She did that.
Absolutely. So, if there are 3 words, or how many words you want to say, well, there's one. What would those words be to describe Grandma Nancy, your mom?
Ooh, my mom. It's a lot. Sorry for keeping her so
It's
low.
all good.
She was one of the only ones that I think really cared for the whole entire neighborhood. So I'm trying to put that in words, what do you call that? She was a matriarch. She was also genuine, kind, loving, friendly. I mean, she never really had a mean streak in her.
Let me ask you, why do you think so many people respected her?
Because she loved everybody. She never got into it with anybody. She was always caring. She accepted everybody as they was her own. As if they were her own.
Absolutely. So let me ask you this. You know, when you think about Grandma Nancy, you think about the word grandma. When you think about the word mom, what comes to mind? The word mom.
Loving, caring, there. Even if she had to go to work, she was still there. It's like she was the type of person that she had to go get for her children because she know nobody else would want to.
Right.
Wasn't going to, and she always wanted us to be independent, just like her.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Do you think, like, since Grandma Nancy died, your mom passed away, the family has shifted? What do you think?
It's not the same.
Not the same anymore.
Not the same at all.
Yeah.
For nobody. The whole entire family.
Yeah.
Not only just her kids or her nieces or her cousins, the whole entire family. It seemed like it shifted after her and Grandma died.
Absolutely. So, like, how did you think Grandma Nancy your mom had that big impact on everybody? How do you think she had that? Like, what did that come from?
Her father.
Yeah.
It came from my grandfather because that's just how he was. He had don't work on it. He had an impact on her life and what made her a strong. He okay. Leave him alone.
Yeah. Okay, cool. You know, we it's the Real Podcast, so we keep the camera rolling about everything. Yeah, so
she got all that from her father.
Okay, good.
Not from her mother.
Yeah.
She was a maid of woman.
Yeah, for sure. So talk about her cooking. Did you learn? Because you know a lot of people that do know Nancy know she know how to cook. She know how to throw down in the kitchen. Did she teach you how to cook?
Well, she didn't really. It wasn't her teaching me. I was her prepper.
Yeah.
Only for her potato salad. I would cut all the peppers, the onions, and everything. I would just basically prep for her. The same thing that she had Sky and Leah doing for her during Thanksgiving. That's what I would do, and I would always watch. So that's how I knew what to do. So I do got the hands, but I think I'm gonna do it. Well, she told me my potato salad tastes better than hers.
Okay. Yeah, Grandma Nancy was real. She was real like that.
Yes, she was.
So, what are some of the meals you missed from her?
Her pepper steak.
Yeah.
The oxtails and rice. What else? The seafood bluebird. I cannot get that down pat for nothing. I cannot make those oxtails with the rice. And what else? That's and her risotto that she didn't make all the time.
Okay, good. Yeah, so very good, response, man. So you're doing good, man. So another thing too, man, you know, since Grandma Nancy passed away, the family just everybody's doing their own thing. What do you say to people, you know, who lost their mom, or sometimes take your mom for granted? You might disrespect your mom or whatever type of things. What do you say?
You want me to get one?
Yeah, no matter where.
You have to love her while she's here, but that's where every day I miss mine.
For sure. Yeah, man. So that's why we had to do the documentary. You know, make it, you know, sweet, because you know, Grandma Nancy meant so much to everybody. Not only our family members, everywhere. Just I was like a rainbow.
You want to put in her funeral? All the people.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna get. So this is the first part. So I'm getting all her kids first, and I'm gonna do her grandkids, friends, extended. So 2 parts because there's so many people that want to be a part of it.
What I'm saying is, are you getting the funeral?
Oh no, I am.
See all the people that was
outside. Yeah, matter of fact, talk about that because I don't got no footage of that. Whoever got that footage, please.
On our Facebook.
Yeah, our Facebook, please. You know, So yeah, we put all the pictures up. Talk about the funeral.
So once
No, hold up. Talk about the news you finding out your mom was sick. How did you take that? Then we're gonna get to the funeral and stuff.
How did I take it? I took it very hard because I would never thought that my mother, out of everybody who was loving, caring, supportive to everybody, that would get sick. Right. So it really hurt. It hurt it. It hurt it from the day we found out to the day she died.
Absolutely. So So talk about the funeral. Talk about the love. Like everybody that was there. Talk about it in your own words. Like what did you get from that funeral? Like how did you take it?
I didn't know that she. I mean, I knew. Well, I didn't really know. I knew Nancy as my mother. I mean, I didn't really know Nancy as Nancy because I only knew her as mom. But once I seen all those people, I was like, my mother was well known, well respected, and loved. Like, it was unbelievable, all the people that you couldn't even get in her funeral. The line was all the way out the door. Yep. So it was just, and once I got to the church and went inside, I heard the door, and Rashida keeps saying, well, people still trying to get in and saying, don't close the casket, but what are you supposed to do? We're on a service. So,
for sure. Cool. And before we get up out of here, some last words you want to say, just like regarding to the people the nieces, the nephews, the grandchildren that never met Nancy before. Their great aunt, their great grandmother, never met her before. What do you have to say? Who was she?
Awesome. Great. She was one of the, I want to say one of the only people for real in my family, even out my aunts. Even though your mother's supposed to show you love and affection, but she showed it to everybody in the family. Even if you wasn't her child, you would thought that you were her child. Yeah. It's like Jesse. Yep. Anytime he was home, anytime anybody was hungry, they came to where to eat. To Nancy's house. Yep. And that's how it was. You know I don't even know how many brothers and sisters I got at this time right now. Yeah. She had so many kids, everybody called her mom. Yep. even if you was her niece or nephew, some of them called her mom.
Yep. So this was good, man. This was very good.
Mother was great.
Absolutely. This is amazing.
And I wish she was still here just to see that you might have a baby.
Yeah, man.
That'd be awesome.
For sure, that'll be blessing, man.
So you really making this for your baby?
Now I'm making this for everybody. So I thought about this because I'm like, I got tired of doing a podcast, me personally. And I'm like, you know what? Let's try to do a documentary. And that's the first one we're going to do. So we're going to do Punch next. So we're going to get this out the way, then we're going to do Punch documentary next.
And then you're going to do a family one.
Yeah, family.
Jenny and Bill.
Yeah, all that. So we're going to get all that. So it's working. So that's why I said it's 2 parts of this because it's a whole lot that goes into the documentary. Editing, so now I got Kiki, Wands, and Renzo. But I'm done with the first part.
You know who else? I have a lady at my job right now.
Yeah.
That said, I told her when I first started working there, I said, well, my mother worked here before I was born. Yeah. And she said, well, where did she work? I said, I think when she worked in housekeeping. And I was telling them the story that she told me about when James Brown came to the hotel, and they said her, Pat Hollis, and them stole all this stuff, and then they quit. But the lady came, she was like, I remember your mother. Then she came back to me the next day, and she was like, you talking about Nancy. She said, Nancy worked in the laundry. So they know, after all these years of 43, they still remember my mother. That's how you know what type of person she was.
Absolutely. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for this, Auntie. Thank you. I can't wait till everybody see the finishing touches. It should be out by Thanksgiving. The final, like part 1. Then we're going to work on part 2. Then we got so much coming after this. So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
The Real Podcast. We have another episode, or another segment, with the Nancy documentary. So who we here with tonight, man? State your name, where you from, who are you?
My name is Ikea. I am from Washington, D.C. Also from my mom's womb. That's who I am, the last of the six.
Last of the six. So that means you spent a lot of time with, my grandma Nancy. You spent a lot of time with her.
Every day of my life until I was 29.
Let me ask you, what is your fondest memory of her? Your first memory, you can go back.
My first memory?
Yeah, that you can really think about.
Goodness. Waking me and my brother up for school. Her fussing because Renza late for school and he literally lives across the street from the school. He had to get his bike together for school.
Yeah.
That was one of my first memories. Another one is when we actually jumped Double Dutch and she used to come to wherever we was, i.e. we go to Connecticut, we went to New York, we went to Norfolk. She was there front row and center every time.
That's beautiful. So you the last of the six, huh?
The last of the mo.
Okay, shout out to the babies, cause I'm the last of mine too.
Yeah, we something else.
Yeah, we the pick of the litter.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you feel like when when you was growing up, did you get any special treatments in comparison to your older siblings, or were you like more spoiled, or was she stricter with you, softer with you?
I would say a mix of all of them. Of course, I was more spoiled because I'm the last of six, and my oldest sibling is like 15 years older than me. So by the time I was born, she was 15. She was a teenager. So they was working and giving me whatever I want. Yeah, I can't say that I was spoiled. I literally lived every day of my life with my mother. Every day of my life with my mom.
For sure. Let me ask you, what type of mom was Grandma Nancy to you? What type of mom was she?
My mom was the best mom. She also was a go-getter. Like, she taught me what hard work was. Like, she was a hard worker and she took care of everyone and she loved everyone with arms wide open and did not judge her soul. Did not judge her soul. She didn't.
Yeah, for sure. Respect.
That's who she was as a person.
You took everybody in.
Anybody loved everybody with arms wide open. That's who my mother was.
And she had a way of teaching people lessons too, huh?
She did. She could cook herself off too. I'm telling you, she could cook her face off.
Yeah,
Miss
sure.
that lady.
Yeah, she cooked a lot of things. What are some of her favorite meals she cooked that you like?
For me, I'm very picky, but if I could bring her mother back right now, I'll bring her back for some fried chicken, macaroni, cheese, and yams, and some cabbage.
You make me hungry.
Just that right there,
For sure,
right
for sure,
there.
for sure.
Dang, nice. I miss that lady.
So your mom was probably one of your biggest role models and stuff, and like you said, you spent every day of your life with her. Just by observing her, like, what were some of the biggest lessons that you seen as far as just how she carried herself and what she was to other people, not just you as your mom?
The way my mom carried herself, even she didn't wear whatever she was going through on her face or her body. Like, she didn't carry it with her. Like, she could be going through something and you would never know because she always walked with style and grace. She did everything with grace. Even in her transition, and she still transitioned with grace. She still had the people coming to see her. She might as well have been the mayor. Cause she had people, even on her last day, she still had people coming to see her. Service was unbelievable. I've never seen a service like that in life. In life. I thought Jamal's service was something. No. Nancy's service was something. People was outside, couldn't get in. That's who Nancy was. I don't have to speak on who she was. The people speak for her. This documentary gonna speak volumes for itself. How many people gonna speak about a person that's no longer here? Speak good things about a person. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody had, their ways, but she was who she was, and she never changed who she was.
Yes.
Now, if she didn't like you, she did not like you. It wasn't too many people that she didn't like, but if she didn't care for you, she did not care for you at all. At all. At all. At all.
Yeah, for sure, man.
That's my lady, though, man. She told me a lot of things in life. One is self-respect.
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 Yeah, so let me ask you this, though. Like, you could choose how many words you want, but if there's 1 word, 2 words, 3 words to describe, Grandma Nancy, your mom, what would those words be?
Awesome. go-getter, family oriented. She loved her family. Her family was all she had. Family was all she had. She instilled that in us too, you know, me and my siblings. At the end of the day, we all we got.
Yeah.
And y'all all we had, my nieces and nephews and my siblings.
Absolutely.
That's it and that's all. That's who I describe her as, an awesome go-getter, hard-working, dedicated, loving, family-oriented person. That's who my mom was. Cooking. She loved to cook. And she loved to shop too. Yeah. I ain't even gonna lie to you. She had it was frustrating at times because why do you have sizes 0 to 20 and you can't fit all them sizes? Why do you shop so much? She had a shopping problem. I ain't even gonna lie to you. That was the fly lady. She shopped till she dropped. Yeah. You know, Kyrie, from when you used to go to the grocery store. Yeah. Oh God. No, let me tell you about this memory. Me and Rashida, she used to have us go to the store. And by the time we get back on the back street, she'll call and say she need one more thing. We'll say we back and she'll get mad. Or she'll call and what pissed me off the most, me and Ransom, location. She don't say hello, none of that location like when that used. Oh my goodness.
She just say that like literally call location.
Location.
Let you have it.
Location. Like what? We not in the military, but yeah, that is one of the memories that I hated it, but I wish I could hear it one more time.
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure.
Okay, that's I'm gonna start paying you that on me. Even though I got it.
I can't. I want to leave everybody with this though. Honor thy mother, thy father, thy late till days shall be longer. Even if your parents wasn't the best, you only get one. You only get one. You only get one mother and one father. They may not be the best. Try to make it right. Try to make it right.
Beautiful, man. That's a message. That's a powerful message because now in this day and age, a lot of people not valuing their parents and stuff, not taking enough time to just appreciate their parents
or forgive them. Some people don't know how to forgive. Like their parents could have did something to them, caused them trauma as they grew up in life. But I feel like just sit down and converse with your parents and let them know how you feel. Don't have to be disrespectful. Just talk to them. That's what I learned from my mom. Like you can she might say a little something, but she gonna hear you out. You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
she gonna hear you out.
For sure.
I just wish parents, kids.
And I'm gonna say this is my last thing I'm gonna say. Grandma Nash, she impacted a lot of lives. Let me ask you, why do you think so many people love Grandma Nash and your mom? Like, what was it about her that so many people loved about her?
Because she was a genuine person. Yeah. She knew what she was. Right. She loved everybody. She was non-judgmental. She was non-confrontational. She who was she. That's why she loved. Like, how can you not love her? Yeah. She who was she was. She is who she is, and gonna be who she is.
For sure.
That's it.
Unapologetic.
That's it, and that's all. That's nasty.
For sure.
I'm pretty sure she had some people who didn't like her, but that's them. That's their loss. That's life.
Some people can't take raw and real.
You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what she was, raw and real. Sometimes she was a little bit too raw and a little bit too real. But hey, I'd rather that than her faking it till she make it.
Yeah, sure.
It's real, man. That's beautiful. Because I'm pretty sure that she's a part of all of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Anybody whose life she touched. But what's like just a quick message that you would give to her if she was right here in front of you, just to wrap this up?
Mom, I love you, and I miss you so much. I know we all have expiration date. I just wish yours wasn't so soon.
Thank you, Aki. We appreciate it. You did really good.
Yeah, really good. This is really smooth.
You definitely made it easy.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
All right, time for me to go.
But you ain't cheap. You just got the 3 pair shoes the last